Dr. Maya, the story of hope, healing, and healthcare empowerment. The role of intuition in human advancement. Intuition. Welcome back to the Dr. Maya podcast, where we explore the past, present, and future of patient centered healthcare. How can it continue to transform the healthcare landscape, and why should you start using it today? Intuition is the silent force behind history's most significant innovations, decisions, and breakthroughs. It is the ability to understand something instantly without conscious reasoning, a deeply ingrained human capability revered by Indian sages, philosophers, and visionaries for centuries. This intuitive approach to knowledge, thinking, and decision-making is part of India's ancient Vedic traditions and was embraced by modern visionaries like Steve Jobs, who recognized its immense power. Steve Jobs on Indian intuition. Steve Jobs, the legendary co-founder of Apple, often spoke about how Indian spirituality, philosophy, and meditation shaped his life and work. During his well-known trip to India in the 1970s, Jobs sought spiritual wisdom and was deeply influenced by how Indian traditions embraced intuition over logic. He once said, "Intuition is a very powerful thing, more powerful than intellect, in my opinion. That's had a big impact on my work." Jobs believed intuition, not logic alone, led to creativity, breakthrough ideas, and revolutionary products. His experience in India taught him to trust his instincts rather than rely solely on analytics and data. This intuition-driven thinking became the foundation of Apple's minimalist design philosophy, user-centric technology, and innovation. How Indian wisdom validates intuition. Indian philosophy has long emphasized gut feeling and inner wisdom as a way of making decisions, especially in uncertain or complex situations. Ancient texts like the Bhagavad Gita, Upanishads, and Yoga Sutras describe intuition as a higher form of intelligence that goes beyond reason and is deeply connected to universal consciousness. Some examples of intuition-based thinking in Indian tradition include the guru-disciple tradition. Masters and sages train disciples to develop intuitive abilities through meditation, self-awareness, and observation rather than theoretical knowledge. Ayurveda and holistic healing. Ayurvedic doctors use their intuition, honed over years of experience, to diagnose and treat illnesses beyond medical tests. Vedic mathematics and pattern recognition. Ancient mathematicians like Aryabhata and Ramanujan made breakthroughs based on intuitive insights, often without step-by-step proofs. Decision-making in Indian kings and warriors. Leaders like Chandragupta Maurya and Emperor Ashoka relied on instinctive decision-making, guided by wisdom rather than immediate logical reasoning. Intuition in modern innovation and leadership. Many of the world's greatest minds have credited intuition with their success. Apart from Steve Jobs, other icons who embraced intuitive thinking include Albert Einstein called intuition the only real valuable thing, stating that feelings, not just formulas, guided his scientific breakthroughs. Nikola Tesla developed his inventions based on mental visions and intuitive insights. Elon Musk uses a mix of intuition and logic to create groundbreaking technologies at Tesla and SpaceX. Oprah Winfrey attributes her success to following her inner voice and instincts. Why intuition is a powerful tool for everyone. Faster decision-making. Intuition allows you to make decisions instantly without overthinking or getting stuck in analysis paralysis. Creative problem-solving. Many of the world's most significant innovations arise from gut feelings rather than structured processes. More decisive leadership. Successful leaders trust their instincts to make bold choices in uncertain situations. Enhanced emotional intelligence. Intuition helps people read emotions, understand others deeply, and navigate relationships effectively. Predicting trends and risks. Businesses and entrepreneurs who rely on intuition often see opportunities before others. How to strengthen intuition like Steve Jobs and Indian sages. Practice meditation and mindfulness. Indian traditions emphasize meditation to tune into deeper levels of awareness. Observe patterns in life. Keep a journal of intuitive insights and observe how they guide decisions. Limit overthinking. Train yourself to trust your first instinct rather than constantly seeking external validation. Embrace creativity. Engage in creative activities that allow intuition to flow naturally. Listen to your inner voice. The more you listen to it, the stronger and more apparent it becomes. Conclusion: a future shaped by intuition. In a world increasingly dominated by data and logic, intuition remains the ultimate differentiator. Those who develop and harness it, whether in business, leadership, healthcare, or innovation, gain an unbeatable advantage. As Steve Jobs and countless Indian philosophers have demonstrated, intuition is the key to thinking beyond limits, creating revolutionary ideas, and making decisions that logic alone cannot justify. By integrating this powerful tool into our lives, we step into a new level of intelligence that makes us more brilliant and unstoppable. Ancient librarians in India. Librarians have been the original preservers, classifiers, and knowledge curators for centuries. Long before the digital age, librarians organized, categorized, and linked information in ways that allowed scholars, researchers, and the public to find answers to their questions and solve problems efficiently. How ancient librarians functioned like modern knowledge systems. 1. Classification and categorization. Libraries like the Library of Alexandria in ancient Egypt and Nalanda University in India used early classification systems to organize vast amounts of scrolls and manuscripts. The Dewey Decimal System, introduced in 1876, became a universal method of categorizing books by subject, just like modern metadata tagging in databases. 2. Reference and information retrieval. Ancient scholars relied on librarians to find relevant sources, much like how search engines and AI, like Dr. Maya GPT, now retrieve relevant medical or research data. Cross-referencing, linking related books, manuscripts, or scrolls, helped connect ideas across disciplines, similar to hyperlinks in digital references today. 3. Problem-solving and research assistance. Traditionally, librarians were consultants and intellectual guides, helping researchers trace historical documents, laws, medical texts, and philosophical writings. Today, AI-powered research tools serve the same function, assisting in knowledge synthesis across disciplines. 4. Knowledge preservation and evolution. Libraries safeguarded scientific, philosophical, and medical texts that shaped civilizations. Modern AI, databases, and blockchain are taking on this role by digitizing and protecting information for future generations. Librarians as the blueprint for AI and knowledge systems. Librarians have always functioned as the human version of AI-powered knowledge systems. They indexed, categorized, retrieved, and contextualized information. How libraries organized and structured knowledge over centuries is the foundation for how modern AI, machine learning, and knowledge graphs work today. In essence, what AI and digital systems do now, finding, categorizing, and connecting information, was pioneered by librarians thousands of years ago. Several recognized types of intuition exist beyond real-world intuition, used for decision-making, healthcare classification and practical knowledge, and mathematical intuition, used for numerical visualization and calculation, as seen in Vedic mathematics. Here are additional forms of intuition that have been studied and authenticated across various disciplines. 1. Emotional intuition, social and interpersonal intuition. Definition: the ability to read people's emotions, intentions, and behaviors without explicit reasoning. Examples: a therapist intuitively understands a patient's emotions before they speak. A leader sensing the mood of a team and making adjustments. Scientific basis: mirror neurons in the brain help individuals unconsciously detect the emotional states of others. 2. Survival instinct, instinctive or primal intuition. Definition: the profound subconscious ability to detect danger, threats, and opportunities for survival. Examples: animals sense natural disasters before they occur. A person feeling uneasy in a dangerous situation. Scientific basis: this is linked to the amygdala, the part of the brain responsible for detecting threats. 3. Creative intuition, artistic and innovation intuition. Definition: the ability to generate new ideas, artistic expressions, or scientific innovations without structured analysis. Examples: artists create masterpieces without planning every detail. Inventors like Tesla and Einstein solve problems by relying on intuitive insights. Scientific basis: the brain's right hemisphere plays a key role in creative pattern recognition. 4. Mystical or spiritual intuition. Definition: intuitive knowledge that comes from spiritual insight, meditation, or higher consciousness. Examples: saints and sages predict events or guide people with profound wisdom. Yogis use intuition to perceive higher realities beyond the physical world. Scientific basis: Neuroscientists link deep meditative states to enhanced intuition and perception. 5. Scientific intuition. Definition: the ability to intuitively recognize patterns in nature and scientific phenomena before having formal proof. Examples: Einstein's theory of relativity came to him as an intuitive vision of riding a light beam. Many breakthroughs in physics, biology, and chemistry start as intuitive insights before being proven. Scientific basis: this type of intuition arises from a deep subconscious processing of complex data. 6. Business intuition, market and financial instinct. Definition: the ability to intuitively predict business trends, market movements, and financial decisions. Examples: entrepreneurs like Steve Jobs intuitively know what products will succeed. Stock market traders make high-risk investments based on gut feelings. Scientific basis: studies in behavioral economics show that experienced professionals develop a financial instinct through pattern recognition. 7. Diagnostic intuition, medical and health intuition. Definition: the ability to instinctively sense medical conditions, diseases, and treatments. Examples: experienced doctors diagnose conditions instantly based on intuition. Alternative healers sense energy imbalances without medical tests. Scientific basis: medical intuition is developed through years of pattern recognition in clinical experience. Conclusion: a unified understanding of intuition. Intuition is not a single ability. It manifests differently depending on how a person processes information. While you focus on real-world intuition, healthcare, decision-making, classification of medical data, other forms of intuition influence mathematics, emotions, creativity, business, and spirituality. The power of intuition: the hidden message behind MRSA, plasmids, and the future of humanity. A moment of realization began when Dr. Kadiyali Srivatsa witnessed a teenager suffer, and the cause of death was sepsis caused by normal commensal. The way parents of the teenager and people who deeply loved him were left devastated, and their pain struck Dr. Srivatsa in a way he had never felt before. But what truly frightened him was not just the loss of life. It was the hidden nature of the threat that caused it. The infection was caused by Staphylococcus aureus, a bacterium once considered harmless in human skin flora. This strain was later named methicillin-resistant Staphylococcus aureus, MRSA, a deadly superbug that had developed antibiotic resistance. What was even more alarming was the fear of contracting the infections. His intuition told him this was no ordinary disease because it was not a threat to humanity, but a significant threat to doctors, nurses, and healthcare workers. He was expected to stop chasing his career and spend time observing, documenting his findings, and inventing devices hoping to slow down the spread of MRSA in hospitals and find a solution. Unfortunately, not many people believed, and they listened to the lies told by doctors and the healthcare department until 2019. COVID-19 made people realize what Dr. Srivatsa said was true, and they started asking for his opinion and advice. The hidden power of plasmids, the endless knot, is called Srivatsa in Hinduism. Through deep research and reflection, he realized that bacteria possess plasmids, circular strands of DNA that carry the genetic instructions for resistance and survival. These plasmids are self-replicating genetic entities, allowing bacteria to share survival knowledge and break down antibiotics into harmless atoms. This ability makes them nearly unstoppable in their quest for survival. In Hindu philosophy, this concept aligns with the endless knot, called Srivatsa, a sacred symbol representing infinite continuity and interconnectedness, the beginning of the end. In the Vishnu Sahasranama, Sloka 73, Para 64, Kalki, the 10th and final avatar of Vishnu, will descend upon earth on a white horse, wielding the power of Srivatsa, the ability to break matter into atoms. This resembles how plasmids break down chemicals, including antibiotics and antimicrobials, rendering them useless. A universal message: the rise of superbugs and the need for isolation. As I continued to receive these insights, I started seeing patterns that resembled 7i, a signal from the universe urging me to act. The message became clear: integrate the innovation to initially identify infected individuals and isolate them. This was not just about treating infections, but also about preventing their spread. Instead of using more chemicals, which bacteria could adapt to and neutralize, we had to focus on isolation, containment, and prevention. The reality is terrifying. Bacteria are no longer fighting alone. Through plasmid exchange, they have shared their survival genes with other bacteria, fungi, parasites, and insects. We are facing an enemy that cannot be eradicated by traditional medicine. The only solution is to change how we think about infectious diseases and act before it's too late. The birth of Dr. Maya GPT, a revolutionary system to prevent epidemics. Driven by intuition, I created Maya, the color-coded symptom classification system, which later evolved into Dr. Maya and Dr. Maya GPT. Eye Doctor. Kadiyali Srivatsa, originally from South India, developed Dr. Maya's GPT based on ancient wisdom, intuition, and modern science. This system ensures red circle red, doctor required. Urgent cases needing medical intervention. Green circle green, safe, nurse triage. Manageable conditions with guided care. Yellow circle yellow, self-diagnosis or pharmacist consultation. Mild conditions that do not require a doctor. Blue circle blue, infection requires isolation. Contagious diseases that need containment to prevent outbreaks. By identifying and isolating infected individuals early, Dr. Maya GPT can prevent superbug outbreaks, reduce antibiotic misuse, and protect future generations from untreatable infections. The future. Humanity is at a crossroads. Throughout history, human arrogance has led us to believe that we can control nature. But microorganisms have been here for billions of years. They are the actual survivors. We will accelerate our extinction if we continue ignoring the warning signs and relying solely on chemical solutions. Even great minds like Isaac Newton predicted that human civilization may not survive beyond 2060. The rise of antimicrobial-resistant bacteria could be a key factor in this catastrophic event. A call to action: respect science and act now. We have the knowledge, tools, and a system to prevent future pandemics. The only question that remains is, will the people in power listen? The future of humanity depends on whether we embrace innovation or continue down a path of